Maç başlamış. Gambit almış hatta ya.
Almış. Ne oluyor lan?
On the defense. We don't see this very often from them. It's not often they go looking, they go hunting for a fight here, particularly in the pistol round. But again, diligence-wise, nobody considering the possibility. I think actually Zeke finds Nats entry, and nobody considers the possibility he's going to swing out.
Eko'yuz. Hadi bakalım.
You want them to follow up on that utility.
Niye böyle oldu ya? Her şey çok güzel başlamıştı.
Sağ mı geçen sorunuz? Gambit alabilecek bir kişi oldu.
Harbiden aldı adamlar.
Niye alamıyorlar mıydı?
Abi çek daha kötüydü hep şeyleri, pistolleri.
Zaten şeyde de Breeze'de de kaybettiler sonra onu.
Bonkol.
4 ve 3.
How do they work from this point onwards though? Can they draw these rotations? Can they find the right place to be? It looks like
Zaten her şey çok güzel başlamıyor mu? Ah lan!
But on the other side we know who's there.
Ah be abi.
Chronicle waiting. Spectre.
Ya ben yine mi öndeyim? Nasıl önde olabiliyorum oğlum? Benim internetim yok ya.
He's nothing for now. Does he get any information off this?
Good timing on that though to use the Aldrone. He's now got his recon bolt
Burak
again.
ne diyorsun? Ne olur bu maç?
Potential here if he's
Hiç demiyorum ya.
All the way in spawn. Now the contact's made. He has to buy a little bit of time.
Yorumların önemli, bırak söyle ya.
Piece of utility put to work just before he backed away. Confirmation of 2. And there's that lean through from CT. Nats is en route as well.
Ya.
Hadi lan
Going
oradan
for the
Chronicle.
double. The triple not quite as Bone Cold.
Bonkol.
That's the Bone Cold that we know with the Sheriff. And is there any more?
50 can, 50 can.
Canı yok, hiçbir şey yapamaz.
Kiles, bir mermi, kiles.
The bodyguard on this, but has to slip away, sit deeper on the
Agresif.
site. But it gives a second, and that might be all Shados needs. A quick flash.
Nice
Nice
lan.
lan.
Helal olsun lan size.
Bonkolt, ne yaptın be kral? Helal lan.
I said
Push
this
the
earlier,
crop.
you give him a sheriff and any round can look winnable for Ascend, and right there finding 4 kills. And an opening as well, you can see straight away. They drift back towards B.
Önümü down.
And at that point, you think Chronicle, yeah,
Oy.
recon bolt, the Aldrone uses, the timing's perfect for it. He actually still had 2 shock darts, I'm pretty sure. It goes for the gunfight instead, not able to buy enough time. And unfortunately...
Ne yapıyorsunuz? Ciddiyet ya.
Çalışmışlar.
Kanka ya, ne gerek var? Full focus olmaları lazım.
What is that? Look at the
Gördü de
info.
yakalandı ki.
They just scurry and get out of there like little rats escaping the ship.
Girin.
All
Neyi
loaded,
bekliyoruz?
all seen.
Çok güzel.
And I
Koş.
like a stack. Look,
Gidip
I'll
Spectre almadı
absolutely
harbiden onları yapacağım diye ya.
If you're on Sheriff's
Sezgin abi.
Classics, you're trying to make something happen out of nothing, why not give it a go? But for now, this will be hopefully clean enough for Ascend, and there's the dash, and actually Killis
Al
is
işte.
fully blind. Bone Cold needs to be careful here. They can cross this corner if they're feeling themselves.
Ne yapıyorsun
ya?
They just
Ya
play as
kanka.
numbers, play as
Ya
the
böyle
pack.
troll taşak
There's
yaparlarsa.
no way this gets more dangerous.
Ya.
Okay, Spike's going A. Okay, it's
Ama
not
kalın
too
ikiliye bir bak
bad.
Ferit.
It's okay.
Abi bu ikili de kalın ikili ha. Bu ikilinin round verme olasılığını hesaplıyorum. %2 falan. Maksimum
Net
yani.
boşuna ulti attı. Net. Alamazlar çünkü. Alo.
Alo, ne yapıyorsun Zik?
It's whiffy. It's
O
really
bıçak
not
ne?
that good. Zeke
Sağdan da
Bilmez.
uzaktan bana koyayım.
time, but it ain't much.
Sıçtım bıçağa.
Flash though, he should be able to do some work and play cned in potentially.
%5 oldu.
Here's that flash underhand, sends it in.
%10 oldu.
Is everything cned.
Ama Cino var ya.
Bu çocuk salar.
Cino var ya. Tık ya.
Keep
Tık.
things just about in check, but
Thank God for that.
I mean, they found 3 players there, took away those rifles, going to force out the reinvestment. This is a damn close game.
And the important thing there, the stack's detected so early, but still they don't commit the spike, right?
Yep.
They know just on the off chance
Kile
the
sıkıyor
Chronicle
bunu
goes
ya.
huge again and stops that B site hit. Again, Zeke, a little bit whiffy, but the information's there early enough.
Yep.
Cena can kind of just tuck in and wait for that peek out, with Zeke being a little lower HP-wise. So now, I was worried now for a little bit of weapon there, but they come in at the last second. Ascend.
Çok güzel.
Ne yapıyor lan Defo?
Brazen in the swing there.
Bir de koşa koşa geldi vurdu ya.
That's a big amount of information.
Ay.
Ya şey de olsun.
Abi şey dost. Hayır öyle bir şey yok. Şey dost.
Çok güzel.
Al Cino da al sana dedi. Sen öyle vurursan.
Two huge kills, and it's just cned keeping this one looking potentially likely. The 3v3 presented, and they
Ya
got no
oku bile
ground.
atamıyor
They have to peel
kanka.
away with the spike for
Kanka
now.
öyle deme, Chronicle bu.
Again, Bone Cold
Harbi atamadı ikisi. İkinci de vuramadı.
Fury there, but no
Ölmüşüz de.
information gathered on the back of it. Chronicle will be spotted there. Look for Bone Cold now to potentially reaggress.
O ne?
Hadi
Sure,
bakacağım.
Cosmic Divide will go up just to
Red
lock
Guard.
them out of A site for the time being.
Böldüm hepi.
Öldü kanka.
Ascend will wait this out.
You don't
Oğlum
want
kritik el ha.
Surely not.
You wouldn't do that. Maybe in
Helal
training
Bonko.
with this,
Güzel
though. Yes, you
Bonko.
do. When cned plays in, he moves through the divide. Great timing, the push and the pull, taking the eyes away from the prize. But the spike now has to get towards a site. Spike going down. I don't think anything's going to stop
Ay.
it. Chip damage enough. Killers is going to respect that and fall away to a new
Üstüne bakman
post-plant
lazım.
position
Üstüne bakman
eventually.
lazım.
Kaçırdı, kaçırdı, kaçırdı. Nice son Kiles.
Ben öndeyim, ben öndeyim, ben öndeyim.
And there's the contact made. They now know the position.
Ya nasıl öne geçiyorsun Wolf? Sikeceğim ama ha.
One side gonna be one.
Nice
The
oğlum,
other on
nice
the
oğlum.
other, and
Önemli
this is just
roundtu. Sardım.
check on that. You drop that ball for
Kanka
a second, you
saniyeyi
allow
sayalım.
that 1v1. He might have exploited
27,
it. But
26,
a lot of things
25,
presented there.
24.
Birebiriz şu an. Şu an birebiriz.
Aynen.
The awkward thing becomes if Ascend now try and revert back to a slower default and try and poke his
Ya
gambit.
tamam Synex ne yapayım amına koyayım ya.
Ascend, whichever side they. This is, I think, the third time they've shown a little bit of presence early round on A, and
Yeah.
this time around they do follow up. It's
Evet
looking
19.
like another
ayınklı olsun.
snap
Çok teşekkürler. Çok sağ ol.
towards A here. Again, a Spectre, two Spectres, sorry, invested here for Gambit.
Zik falan.
Ascend just going to try and roll on through.
Yeah, investing the other divide as well. It's going to allow them safe passage. Yes, they'll be noticed probably on the
Oi.
camera, but that'll be just fine. That's not really the biggest bother. I think they've seen a fair amount.
Yes.
Allah'ım ha. Ne oluyor?
Figured out exactly where half of Ascend are here.
Saldırıyorlar arkadan.
Aggressors four
Cino,
comes through
Cino.
main.
Let's see if we can fit. Looking lush as ever. Starzo and cned in perfect unison. Leaving just
Güzel
Red
flash.
Car, and I
Benim
think he's
flashlardan
already
bu.
been well and truly discovered. They're lining him up.
Aa.
Güzel,
Get
tertemiz.
him
Cino.
down. Zen gonna keep things
4-1.
chugging forward. But
Şimdi
look,
kritik
after the
rounda
first map,
geldik.
I can't think it's ever over.
How much do you read into this now?
Bunu Ascend alırsa
Looking at the
tekrar
start
ekolar.
freeze, and how comfortable Ascend looked. How much do you take away from these first 5 rounds?
Yeah, it's. It just. I've never watched a team where it's always felt so possible for a turnaround to happen.
Bir de şöyle bir durum
Now,
var.
the economy kind of got shaken up a little bit by the conversion
Şu
of the
anda
second by Ascend, and we saw that
Ascend
kind of stack
atakta alıyor bu
almost work
roundları.
out. The money's been actually
Güzel yani.
relatively humble.
İyi gidiyoruz.
Obviously, a
Şu an
little bit
harbi iyi
now building
gidiyoruz.
in the bank for Ascend. But I want to see what Gambit do now with a decent purchase. Big information off the back of the flash, and Zeke gonna now try and power on forward. Takes everything he can with him, but now on the other side, Defo. Oh, there it is. Good shot from Defo. Comfortable enough, but it's not the only one here. And
Oh,
huge
son.
what?
Çok
He unleashes
Güzel.
himself. Two huge frags, keeping Gambit at bay. And it's now
Oh,
down to
kanka
Chronicle.
headshot attı direkt
Locked out
adam.
blinded, has no chance for now. Has to
3v1
receive
ya.
for a second.
We'll get tagged out as well. He's going to look to follow up on that information. Just to slow him down a little bit as well. Chronicle not an awful lot he can do in
Koruyacak.
this scenario. Looks like he will peel away, try and hold
Aha
on to his
operatörü de
life.
almadı.
Güzel.
Altında operatör vardı bu arada.
Again, it's so difficult for Ascend to maintain
Rauf
this
nasıl
pace,
önden
this
gidiyor
level
ya?
of aggression, right?
Oğlum nasıl öne atabilir Rauf amına
Gambit can
koyayım?
switch up. We know
Aynıyız oğlum.
now
Aynıyız.
starts to rotate, and some of these fast hits can get completely shut down by one
Ya
trap
ben genel
fire,
olarak
an
yapılan
orb shot
hareketlere
from-
çok
from
güzel
Defo.
diyorum. Bir sonraki hareket de güzel olduğu için önde diyorsunuz amına koyayım.
So far at least.
Alakası yok.
Yok kanka önde değilsin ya.
Ascend starting as they mean to carry on through this half.
And just exiting as a pack, keeping as many of these weapons in hand as they can.
Evet oluyor ya. O DC'deki pıt pıt sorunu hala çözemedim.
They're looking for a big adjustment on the side of Gambit here. Not necessarily in this next round. We have to look at the
Onu
economy,
Jirox
but,
çözmüş. Jirox! Chat'te misin lan?
they need to stop.
Burcuva 14. ayınklı olsun Burcu.
Side of Ascend.
Çok teşekkürler.
Whether or not they start exploring mid, maybe greet some of this presence towards Catwalk if Ascend opt to go this way against Kilos, man. Just I love this though. They're moving with intent.
Windows
You can
11
see
düzeltir
how
mi
eager
lan
they are
harbiden?
to try and close out that tag with the Owl drone. Gambit actually gonna
Nasıl çözdün Jirox?
Valorant iyi çalışmıyor diye biliyorum ben. Öyle bir şey demişti.
Windows 11'de ben Valorant'ı çalıştırmayıp geri ona döndüm.
Gambit, we've already seen that in the first map anyway, but even just at this scoreline, I don't think there's any problems. They have a deep enough strat book, even just at face
Discord
value.
Canary
They
ne ya?
have options in this. I think something that's a little different to my eye, at least.
Discord'un şey abi test
Is that
sürümü.
it's actually
Test
Bone Cold who's having a bit of a
sürümleri
moment
ilk oraya
here.
geliyor.
We've seen pretty much everyone else from that side have some really big impactful
Onu
rounds.
yaptım
You know,
Velex'i.
some influential games.
Sesleri
but
ses
Bone
kartının
Cold's been
sistem
kind of the
kısmını
quiet
aldım.
leader.
Hepsi çözüldü.
And now he's kind of leading from the front a little.
Sesleri ses kartının sistem... O ne demek ya?
Voice meter'dan mı acaba?
I guess a player that's not always reflective numerically. When you look back at some games, it's always a big confidence booster to have a player like that come online. Again, seen it. I don't want to say he had a quiet map one, but in terms of the second half of that, he wasn't able to achieve an awful lot
Anlamadım.
on the attack. Again, Defo shutting down a lot of those with just simply rotating.
Evet, ses kartı var ya bizim. Virtual ses kartı mı? Voice meter mi? Game müzik sistem diye ayırıyor. Ha şey değil, VLR'yi diyorsun. O XLR'ı diyorsun pardon.
And
Evet.
we talked about the money, just last round, that it wasn't masses. Now it's starting to really.
Nereden alıyorsun onları sisteme?
5.3, 6.3, plenty of credits now sitting behind this buy for Ascend. For Gambit, it's odds and ends.
Neyse onu yapalım bir ara. Jirox. Just for you 17 aydır. Verstappen, Latifi, Perez, Mick Schumacher vs Hamilton. Ah be abi, ah be abi. Dobra teşekkür ettim.
Duydu.
Çok güzel oğlum.
Çok güzel oğlum be.
Tamam yeniden
Nice.
sonra şey yapalım.
Okay, not much damage done. We talk about maybe chipping away at it, forcing them some repurchases. Nothing.
And at this point, it doesn't mean an awful lot either. With a 5-round deficit.
And Defo's been quiet.
Maçsın.
Actually, most of Gambit
Ses
have.
kartının time wave'i.
Nats unable to find much impact just yet, and it's night and day. But again, 3 rounds is all they needed on the first. This though looks a little bit more commanding, and again, when we look at the map choice, this does
Şu
sit
safe modu
like you'd
kaldırsan.
imagine Ascend should be able to get across the finish line on this. And hopefully that then opens up the entirety of the map pool, get a full best of 5. Would
Hopefully.
be nice.
Because the next one's a bit of a curveball as well.
It's a bit weird. We'll talk about that when he gets to it as well. But into this one, Seekers do come through and confirm they need to get a bit of a wiggle on. Most of the players eyeing up that B site. So the duo who surprised us, Chronicle and Nats, hitting such high notes on map one.
Cned'i nasıl
Do
keşfettiniz
a bit of
aga?
that now.
Cino'yu abisi sayesinde tanıdım ben ya. Alihan eski arkadaşımla. Oradan tanıdım.
Are they going to check this? They have to check
Starzo
this.
knows exactly where they are. He's pinged them on the minimap.
But I still want Bone Cold Zeke. If they even start trying to play towards middle, really trying to address this, even with just a swing, this is not what I wanted. That's a disaster in the making. And now he even predicts the push-up as well, finding Starzo. Shados has just dismembered this hit. Oh, Redgar as well.
Nasıl verdik böyle?
Gambit you need to find for.
Düşük teker teker.
If they can pull this off in a couple of these rounds, these
falan
flanks
gelmiş.
through
Düşmüşüz
will create
muhtemelen.
so much paranoia for Ascend, especially on some of these fast hits. They can't continue leaving these huge gaps on the map.
Aa lan
You're right,
sen.
though, it was pinged out, right? Like that
Ne
was
oldu?
Straight away. And you talk about continuing
Ama-
especially
Oğlum
with
bu kadar
the
yüklenmeyin lan
Stars
Sincap'a.
obviously
Olmadım ya.
playing a
Alo
huge role in
Sincap.
terms of being
Yeah.
on the Astra. He can be very late behind some of these executions.
Oğlum bu harbi üzüldü mü lan gitti mi amına koyayım?
Again, the way
Şaka da mı
Gel be
yapmayalım
ya.
ya?
has
Üzülürüm o hiç amına koyayım.
one potentially
Is it
there's
just just be careful? I don't know what the call is.
Kötü
there.
espor yorumları.
I said when I see that ping, I
Ben
think
diyorum abi.
they're gonna at least do something.
Bu maç 13-6 biter.
Trying to show that they'll then maybe double sweep or something. That's it. Nothing really came out. So time for maybe a little bit of a get your heads back into the right space. Keep focused.
Ama chat siz de bak çok üstüne gidiyorsunuz çocuğun.
If they let off the gas for a second, you know that gap gets.
Benden gaza geliyorsunuz. Bak ben bir şey yaptığım zaman siz her zaman frenleyin. Sizin frenlemeniz lazım. Ben yaparım. Benim niyetimi biliyor. Sincap. Bana bir şey demez o.
Yeah, what a great read on that. What a timing to pull it out as well. Timeout will come to conclusion. We said at 3, it does get a little unnerving. However, it's only 2 right now, so they could be just fine. Right?
Surely.
Surely. I'm looking at, I think it's Defo and Shados over towards that B site. I wonder if
Momos
they get a
olsa
little
cemaat
proactive on it,
sıçar.
but it is at least
Doğru
Ben
dedim.
ne diyeceğim şimdi? Doğru amına koyayım.
Gerçekten doğru. Tam olarak öyle yani. Gerçekten sıçıyorsunuz ya direkt.
Aa lan sinci.
Ah lan. Şu an ne yapıyordur kim bilir lan.
Ah ulan.
look at these rotations. Yeah, the rotations are kind of
Eski zamanlar
in.
güzeldi ya.
Swinging past CT with
Sinci
that
öyle oyun
gameplay
falan
coming
oynuyorduk.
from Defo. They feel pretty solid about this and Nats wants to get into
Kanka.
it.
Yeter artık,
Redgar is
ölmeyek
pushing
ya.
for one.
Nice
Skillers
siege.
Güzel oğlum.
to thread the needle. Zeke all too aware this time. Fell for it before, not twice.
O yalandan vuruyordu gene ha.
Bak oradan da bir mermi tutturdu ya. Bir şey yaptı yine ya.
Çok güzel. 3 ve 2 oldu bir anda.
Yapma ha. Rahat dur Defo.
Eyvah. Tamam güzel güzel güzel. Cino. Ne yapıyorsun lan?
Back away and look for the next option,
Tamam.
which actually isn't a bad shout, but the door gets shut in their face.
Defo had to swap off that operator to make it a little bit easier on the way back in. Nothing to work off though. 2 smokes for Defo, but he's set up to greet them here.
Clears the right corner with the spray through the smoke, but it's 2 sitting at very favorable angles on the left side that's going to make it
Güzel,
very
tamam, bitti lan.
tricky. Can't get it done
Nice.
now, Chronicle.
Helal.
Helal.
Another
7-2.
big impact round from the man himself.
Zik gerçekten ekstra oynuyor bugün ama.
Evet evet bugün gerçekten iyi oynuyor.
Actually, credit where credit's due. Gambit read that perfectly after not
7-2.
feeling any pressure on the
Bon
side.
Cold
I'm
her
not
zaman
sure if
gibi bu
actually
arada.
any of Keelan's
Stabil ya.
ability
Stabil abi.
is noted. Actually, did actually eat that flash on the way out. You can see Gambit tried to swing out of the cage. Try and reduce the numbers on the side of Ascend. But like I said, Gambit read this perfectly. They're set up in the right place, but
Hadi abi atakta alabildiğimiz kadar alalım ya.
not
Neyse.
going their way, and we're back in a scenario now after that
Aa
one
Force
round
mu
win.
gelmiş? Force
It's
gibi bir
almost
şey.
fallen apart. There's
Stinger'ı var
18
Redgar'ın.
behind this purchase for Gambit.
Half Armor 2 kişi. 3 kişi
Redgar's on
hatta.
Stinger.
Cino'nun ultisi var bu arada.
Uçacak mı buradan?
It doesn't.
Uçar. Sami.
Uçsa da göremez
Hı?
ki Chronicle'ı. Heaven'ı görüyor değil mi oradan uçunca Sami?
Hayır görüyor. Görüyor. Backside'ı
Backside'ı ve
görüyor.
Heaven'ı görüyor.
Öyle mi?
Görüyor. Uçarsa görür.
Tabii. Ben geçen Sami'yi izledim. Sami buradan uçtu.
Görüyor muydu?
Oradan görüyor, ha, oradan fark
Yeah.
Tamam.
So the big indicator there is if you see Redgar or
Ben sadece görünüyor mu görünmüyor mu
Again,
diye
they're
uçuyorum
trying
işte
to
abi.
counter
Vuramıyorum
Zeke's
ben.
ultimate here with how deep Nats
Yok
is
şimdi o
playing.
kadar
with
demiyorum
Samwise
ben
and
Sami'cim.
spy cam available.
Yok abi ben kötü bir oyuncuyum. Hiç zaman iyi bir oyuncu
Yo,
olduğumu
estağfurullah.
Hiç
söylemedim.
kimse öyle bir şey demedi ama bakayım.
Estağfurullah,
Şimdi şey
sen-
yapma.
Hayır siz öyle bir şey demediniz. Ben kendimi hiç zaman iyi bir oyuncu olarak görmedim.
Oo.
Ne oluyor
Oo.
Mesela baksana
Ne oluyor
iyi
abi?
oyuncu olsam böyle smoke'tan vururum herkese herhalde değil mi? Bence öyle olur.
Oo.
Sıkmayın lan
Bir
çocuğu.
şey söyleyeceğim. Bir tane adam vurdu smoke'tan. Ağlama. Gayet iyi oynadı.
Hayır iki tane vurdu. 2 tane vurdu.
Hayır bir tane vurdu. Diğerini gördü amına koyayım.
Hepsini görmedi. Bak nasıl tarıyorlar bak. Bak işte. Ha. İkinciyi de vur şimdi şey dosta. Ferit insta göt olsun. Ne olur lan smoke'tan vur.
Lan salak Kürü herkesten daha çok vurdu smoke'tan. Kürü'ye niye laf etmedin?
Ettim. Dün ona da ettim.
Kürü neydi amına?
Etmedin.
Vallahi ettim. Billahi ettim.
Ettim.
Gotta give this one up.
There it is, walk on in. Only gonna get 1 and 3 seconds left. Still gets Redgar, but it's gonna be 3.
Fırlattı mouse'u.
Great adjustment. Fantastic read once again from Gambit. Those trapwires would have been huge if they could have got past the choke point.
Lan bir konuş bakayım.
Shados
Alo 1 2 3 ses 1 2 3 deneme.
massive from him. Again, the first kill is Zeke out.
Ya hakikaten sadece bir tane cage'in içerisinde
Onun
bu.
küçük halini at bakayım Dido.
This is interesting though. Zeke's
Hemen ekliyorum abi.
investing into an
kıstım.
operator here. Not sure if that
Lan
will
bir
be
konuş bakayım bir daha.
across or whether or not he's just gonna go for
Pazartesi,
an early
salı, çarşamba, perşembe.
peek here towards
Tamam.
top mid. Nothing on the other side of it though.
I don't think Gambit have really been challenging through middle like this. This hasn't been one of those like, oh, Defo's making a lot of impact here. It's been,
They're losing these rounds on the rotate. They don't need
Yeah.
to fight for mid.
yeah. And you can rotate. You can already see the lean back towards that A site. I don't know what the tails are, but it looks like a good read again.
Confirmation there, yep.
Yeah, they're gonna be happy with that.
Ya main iki kişiler. Nasıl girilecek ya ya?
Do they adjust off the back? Do they
Main açıldı hatta.
Now the four players in middle.
Starzon'un düşmesi çok kötü oldu.
Kanka
üzücü haberi veriyorum.
Kritik mi?
7-4. Zeke neler yapıyor amına koyayım. Netse bak abi. Emin amına koyayım oradan geleceğini. Okudu yani çünkü.
Yok gelmiyor.
Bir round'un böyle olacağı.
The door was already shut, and Nats was on the other side of this. If it was going to be a walk through B, they'd have been aware and maybe hit that rotation through CT. But as you said, they didn't even need to go to that mode yet. So Bone Cold now, you're going to do anything for us? Not really. Shados shuts it out, and I've got to say that was. I feel like maybe ACEND trying something that wasn't needing to be addressed.
Hakan'cım bize ne Shroud'un kaç izlendiğinden?
This is almost reminiscent of running out of steam, running out of ideas, potentially now second guessing themselves.
Bitecek ya bir gün abi. O muhabbet de bitecek. Hissediyorum Ferit.
Yok bitmeyecek ya.
Bitmeyecek.
PPG'lar olduğu sürece bitmez abi. PPG'lar her zaman var olacak Sami. Çünkü bunlar sirküle kitle, anladın mı? Biri öğreniyor, yenisi geliyor arkasından. Bunlar var ya babadan oğlan nesil Sami, babadan oğlan.
Sen de yapıyorsun Sami.
Evet, önemli round.
Cino direkt ultili açarak başladı.
See what they can do. Looks like an A hit coming in.
Again, look, Defo controlling all of B main.
Agresif oynanabilirsin.
31 kaldı izine.
Redgar göründü.
Exceedingly strong from Gambit. They still have to deal with the pressure that's coming their way.
Vur şunu, vur şunu.
İnanamıyorum ya.
Deals with such pressure so well.
Adam kayarak vurdu kanka. Eli bir civok yediyerek vurdu ya.
Kanka 7-5'e ne ara geldi? Amına koyayım 7-1 falan değil miydi? 7-2 falan değil miydi ya?
Somewhat of a miracle here.
Another round where you see them almost baited in by the confirmation on the back of Zeke's utility.
Gerçekten Redgar'ın çekilmesi hayatını kurtarmış olabilir.
6-1'den geldi değil mi?
With open arms.
Cinet sırf yani Redgar kayıyor diye vuramamış olabilir.
Evet,
yani.
Felix'i maalesef.
Looking like a 7-5 half, which is a miracle for Gambit.
Peki Ferit, bir soru soracağım abi.
Dinliyorum balım.
Gambit oyuncularının hepsine mental god diyebilir miyiz?
Kesinlikle diyebiliriz. Yani o işin kaşarı olmuşlar ya. Mental olayının kaşarı olmuşlar. Kendinden çok eminler yani. Kritik roundlarda resetleyebiliyorlar mentallerini.
Evet.
Ama işte iyi oyuncu olmak, iyi takım olmak da bunu gerektirir.
Helal olsun ama ya gerçekten bu kadar sakin kalmak zor iş bence.
Kritik.
However, speaking of more than enough, 5-7. That scoreline's much closer now than what we had on the first, so maybe not even the comeback needed.
Saming,
Who knows?
Rolfing.
A whole other half to go and the desk to talk you through the first.
Rolfing de hiç olmuyor amına koyayım. Adam 2 metre lan.
Rolfing.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes,
Ama
like you said,
Ferit'ink oluyor.
much closer. We've seen Gambit play
Çünkü
ACEND
tatlı
already
oluyor.
yesterday. This is much better, Sean.
This is preparation gone to perfection at the end of that half. The way
Ne o
they
Gencay?
countered the no again, so good. Chilling in their spot. That's his idol in the camera.
Bozuldu gönlümün özüm.
Bağlarım, bağlarım.
In astral form, ready to help out either side as well.
Aljo Stereo
Their rotations
12.
were
renk
so
olsun,
on
çok
point.
teşekkürler.
They countered the KO perfectly.
I mean, Bone Cold for the first half of that half. I felt like that first half had two whole halves to
Yes.
it. It was like a whole
It
match
really did,
in of itself. And the big thing to remember here is that for Bone Cold, he's going up against Gambit.
Bu map'ten sonra ne map var? Fracture. Gambit seçmiş Fracture'da. Spam this nuts to support this nuts.
That is my big worry here. He had a good first 5 rounds. He couldn't keep it up into that second half of that first half. Oh man, Gambit had that number, and I gotta throw it out there, guys. I gotta eat my words. I said Ascend had counter-shredded their opponents. Looks like maybe their opponents have just gone that step further.
This is crazy because Defo over there on the Jet is 3-7. They took him out of the game early. They caught him on some
Beni siklesene siker miydin lan?
A main and pushing into market
Bir
over
dakika,
at
o mu benim? Ben
Hayır hayır ben. Beni yani
He
beni.
had no success
İlklerini.
fighting the Blade Storm whiffs.
Beni,
kıyamam ki.
beni lan beni. Amına koydum beni.
Ha, seni mi?
Evet beni. Şizo'yu sikleyecek.
Seni-
Şizo'yu
Kanka,
sikleyecek.
Seni hobi
It
olarak
really
da
does.
Nasıl sikersin ya kanka? Bir dakika ya bu nasıl mümkün ya?
Layering of how they
Nasıl
would
yani?
take Gambit out on the way
Terbiyesizler,
back
muhabbetlere
in.
bak.
Brought a lot of those first rounds into the game along with Bone Cold. Once Gambit figured that out, you mentioned the null command on round 10, how they sat back and everything was available from both Redgar and Nats to
Diyebilir
use in the
miyiz?
round.
Kesinlikle diyebiliriz.
Tell how comfortable they are in reading it.
Yani onu o işin kaşarı olmuşlar ya, mental olayın kaşarı olmuşlar. Kendinden çok eminler yani. Kritik roundlar, kritik demişim abi. Kritik.
It's the big question, isn't it? Because
Mental
I think
kaşar.
most of us, when we look at this matchup on paper, if it starts at 2-0 for Gambit, the reverse sweep becomes
Evet, kritik round.
fatal at that point.
First
Now
round,
we are
pistol
always
roundu.
wrong.
Gambit alırsa maça ortak oluyor.
Do need this.
They do, in terms of confidence, in terms of stabilizing in a best of 5 series. This is huge for them to close out and not to throw another lead.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger point, right? Is that mental game between these two will become so hard to get around. It starts with this. The pistol in the second half can set you up and tee you up to get to those double digits for Ascend. That could be
Nice.
incredible for them.
Mo atamadı bu arada. Depoya yazar.
Step in towards that pick towards main. Eyeing up the spike though, it's working up short.
Gambit drifting towards this 3-player stack. Actually, the Trailblazer gonna plant the seed of doubt.
Oy, çok güzel be. Çok güzel, çok güzel. Bir anda 2v5.
They are still holding the right place in the right time. Shados is about to be in danger and he is. Zeke is taking control of this round.
Ne yapabileceksin Defo? Hadi bakalım fındık.
Cino çıkıp bir tane atsana.
Çok güzel. Çok güzel. 8-5 hatta 9-5 diyebiliriz.
To potentially shutting down what could be a Gambit chapter.
A nice little setup there on A-main. This is the sort of thing I've talked about. If Ascend are able to get a good read, they set up and they look so comfortable to greet this pressure. Zeke actually playing closer contact, but cned baiting in the middle almost, playing just behind bricks there, taking first contact and waiting for Zeke to counter peek. Look for Ascend to try and replicate that in a few of these rounds on their defense.
Aa, Cino en uçta mı oturuyor?
Zeke's got to make use of the 0 point here. Particularly that 20 to 30 second stalemate. If Gambit do want to continue playing slow, Bone Cold and Zeke need to cycle their utility and make the most of it.
Aman.
He has to get out of there because they're trying to hunt him down right now. Tries to slip towards CT but takes a little bit of the space back. The pace change from Gambit is so apparent, but already it's fine. Ascend happy with all of this. None of the fights break a sweat, and it's another Prime Gaming flawless coming out. Ascend off to the absolutely ideal.
Alper'cim çok teşekkür ederim. Özlem hoş geldin. Çok sağ ol.
A perfect opportunity for this bonus as well. Making sure that was flawless on the way in. Good ultimate progress as well for Zeke.
Nice from Zeke there as well.
Önemli round, önemli round. Bonuslar. Bonussuz. Oo, bir A oyunu mu göreceğiz? Güzel vurdu. 24. Fullediler ama. Olsun güzel.
Yorum yapmak istemiyorum, teşekkürler sağ olun. Skor için yorum yapmak istemiyorum.
Bize döndüler.
Sonra alıp tweet atıyorlar oraya. Oh lan.
Gonna keep him posted here. cned is still cned and he might want to do cned.
Starzo seversin bu oyunları seversin. Oğlum bırak astral seyahati Starzo. Oh iyi 2 tane vurdu 2 tane vurdu.
bonus round. It's a
Allah affetsin
3v3.
gerçekten ya.
Redgar, Nats,
Cino,
and Chronicle
Cino,
not
Cino,
loving this.
Cino.
And cned
Evet, evet, evet,
makes the
işte bu.
Madman
Çok
drop.
güzel oğlum
Nice
lan.
oğlum.
Gets
Nice
down
on
in their
tek net
faces, and now
sıkıntı
just
yalnız.
Nats presented the undesirable
Hiçbir şey yapamaz.
scenario.
Kapat lan
They face
oyunu.
together and they
Nice.
win together. Ascend gonna push up to double digits.
Hiçbir şey demiyorum.
Lay the foundations to
ben de
close this
yorum
half
yapmıyorum.
out
Ben de yorum
a little more
yapmıyorum.
comfortably.
Ona 5.
Sen çok iyi dedikten sonra falan çok iyi diyeceğim. Sen demesen demeyeceğim.
Yo yo demeyeceğim kanka.
And cned willingness, we've seen a similar play actually here with that smoke just coming out of heaven to
Götün
try
de
and
kaçın.
confirm
Calling
that
my
one
ass.
underneath.
Tamam.
Again, it's weird, it's unorthodox. Gambit aren't prepared for that sort of thing. And now Ascend. In total control of the second half, really looking for
Bu arada
Gambit to make
Starzo gerçekten
something
burada 2
out
kill'den
of
az
nothing on
alsaydı
this next round in
sıkıntı
particular,
çıkardı
but
onu söyleyeyim.
we're looking at one more buy round, Lauren.
Starzo direkt ölseydi kanka.
Evet.
It's not over till it's over though with Gambit.
No, exactly.
Until that final round, that final kill ticks
Çekmişler.
over.
Yani
it ain't
light.
there. And they know that, and Ascend need to know that now too.
Yeah, Gambit. Throw a little
Beste
into this round.
silah var.
Cino agresif.
Sure what's behind it, but they want to do some damage, maybe keep the economy in check on the side of Ascend. Will be noted now. Lots of contact around the map. Gambit look poised. Actually, again, leaning towards a three-player stack on the side of Ascend.
It's the B main control that's making me so nervous though.
Yeah.
If they try and pinch through towards
CT
B, the
geçecekler.
crossfire could already be in place, and Zeke's just already cut off
Tara lan.
Nats. So they're
Ay,
actually
çat
trying to
attı.
slip through spawn, and they
Abi
might
de
be-
17 can.
Killer's going down. There's an option for a Zeke. Tries to stop him. from-
Nice lan Cino.
Zeke gets one in the back.
way.
How did he even get that? And now 3, and Zeke's all too
Ah.
aware. He can't quite convert on the second. Redgar still stands.
Starzo önüne bak.
Starzo though, there's the aiming control becoming a problem. As Chronicle, he was a highlight on map 1,
I have the spike.
has the undesirable task of trying
Zeke
to
hala
find
yerde.
3 players standing at the moment.
İlk öldü.
Taps the spike, no one gonna take that initial bait.
30 seconds left.
Chronicle looking for his first potential victim. Spike plant comes in, the spray
Nice.
comes out, and cned from above. It's a
Nice.
Nice oğlum.
on the board for Ascend. And this is the lifeline they need to bound back in this.
İçtim
Let's take a
Dompek'e.
look at actually how
Ah,
Gambit
yeah.
sit after that.
Sayılır.
Because they
So-
bought in, right?
The age-old count to 3, pull the
Ulan onu
trigger.
da vuruyordu be.
Cned finds one. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's gonna be awkward if... Yeah, it's awkward.
4 rifle'ları var. Gene çekmiş
I
Gambit.
mean, the only saving grace is rifles. One Spectre
True.
in the hand of Nats. Yeah, quick scan of the utility. It's not looking terrible, but
But talk about playing with heart here for Ascend. They just had a almost fatal map 1. That could have sent you spiraling. They found a little bit more in the tank. And now we wait to see if they can close. 2 players in on the other side. This
Gördü.
man exceeds
Çok iyi
brilliance,
lan.
gets one and backs away. Looks for the follow-up. He's feeling himself just a touch.
Hiç gerek yok. Aynen öyle Cino.
Depo's on the other side. And he holds his nerve.
Defo doesn't want to give
Cino'ya bir destek var mı? Bir flash, bir flash. Geldi flash ama Cino piklemedi.
Regress towards me. You can see now Bone Cold making his way over. Whether or not that's going to be
Tamam Cino çıktı. Güzel.
recon bolt for Cena to potentially confirm something, but again, this B-side hold is beautiful. Like I said, there's almost no weakness here for Gambit
And Zeke,
to identify.
he's still got a flash.
Zeke'in
He's
yeri
still got what
güzel.
he needs. And he's been holding this for a while.
Nice.
And they line up so perfectly. Takes
Tebrik
down
ederim
Nats
Zeke.
with ease. cned still controlling towards middle.
Oy,
Down the hand,
çok
flash
iyi.
in the swing. It's everything you wanted. But with Bone Cold going down, mid's now a little open. And cned has to be ready for what's coming his way. He reads it well. He repositions well. But he has to fall back from the angle.
He's also managed to get out, but again,
10 saniye.
confirm now Shados's presence in B main.
Koruyacaklar.
But time.
There's
Evet.
nothing left for them to do here, Lauren.
They have
ama
no
deponun
time
yeri
to be
sıkıntı
playing
biraz.
with here.
Ya,
There's
ya.
no more picks to be
Alabilirim
had. This is going to be 12 on the board. I don't think Gambit can do anything to deny it and Ascend make it to 12. And I've got to say from start to finish, Zeke and cned that round. to me,
Sakiniz chat,
lovely
sakiniz.
coordination between the two.
12-5. Hiç sıkıntı yok.
Poglarınızı
It's
tutun
night and
abi.
day.
Pog
Daha
wait.
pog atmayın.
This is what you want to see from Ascend in terms of momentum, holding on to it.
No park
Again,
policy
maintaining that
remain
pace, maintaining that level of
dediğimiz
control.
olay.
Aynen
We've
öyle.
seen before. Gambit look lost for answers this time around.
Ogwait'i eklememiş miyim lan ben?
We haven't seen the
Ogwait vardı ya.
coming in,
No.
any of this. They're
Check
just
wait
going
lan,
through
check
the
wait.
motions.
Any value from
O
this
Gwait de
default,
çok iyi.
which we credit Gambit for so often.
Yeah. Well, ACEND.
Look at the setup here.
Yeah, they are so prepared for this, and away we go. cned goes in, anti-flash! Oh, that could have been the icing on the cake. It's not to be.
Anti Gino.
The destroyer of dreams,
Dememiş.
happy on the other side. Investio as well. Zeke has to respect this now.
Trying to pick up the pace a little bit here.
Görmedim.
Zeke. I thought he had him dead to rights. It wasn't to be. This is scrappy.
Çok
That's
iyi
not
lan.
where Gambit
Star zone.
thrive. It's where Ascend come online. They find so much momentum in the brutality of it all. Shados, Redgar, and Defo. Killers, be careful now. There's two players. He's going to make mincemeat of one.
Anti
It's a good trade
Anti.
out. It's enough to secure the site for the spike plant.
2v3 ya.
A little opportunity here for them to set up. They're not going to play this aggressively. Shados might even have an opportunity
Shados
to drift
bir
back
tık
to the
sıkıntı
B
yere
main.
girdi.
Huge for Gambit in this post plant. Bone Cold
Çok
40
dertli yer
HP,
burası
like
ya.
it could be first contact on the way back in.
Flashback up in a couple of seconds as well. Shados can run this now. A pivotal position, and Redgar wants to try and play off the back of it as well. That's the first challenge. He wins. Shados, that is everything he needed, but Redgar is right there in support.
Der doyar abi, der doyar. Olur, olur, olur, olur.
Orada Bonkold ne yapıyordu anlamadım ben bu arada.
No, but it's enough at least to get over the line there.
Well, they need a couple more. They need to be flawless in terms of building up the economy. But a lifeline, at least, for Gambit. 6 more to find.
Easier said.
Buradan döner mi?
Yeah. For any
Yorum
other
yok.
team.
Yeah. Very valid point.
Ben de bir
speaking
şey
of
söylemek
ultimates,
istemiyorum.
we haven't
Teşekkürler
really
sağ olun.
talked much about it. I mean, we've still got Stars on his.
It's not been
cned's
an
got
awful lot
his.
of reliance on.
No, not really. Shados as his, Defo as his. It's not been the biggest part of this. And Bone Cold just destroyed two of them. Look at the HP on Nats and Shados. No
Nets
way.
öldü bile.
This is how it goes down. Defo slices through, refusing to go down in moments like these. He tries to power forward. Ult still out, looking to maybe catch off Zeke, get aggressive towards CT.
Oha.
That's the name of the
Defo.
game for Defo.
Aa,
Leaves the
gidiyorlar.
two on the site.
Bomba burada
Ignores them
kaldı.
almost. Chronicle now confirms there's still two here. Do we re-engage? Yes, we do. And
Defo.
Defo is the one at the helm. They clear the site and the
Abi.
spike goes down. You start to get a little curious, nervous.
Parası var
if you're
mı
Ascend,
ACEND'in?
because where did that hit
Var.
just come from?
Tamam.
Defo showing signs of life here. Not stars I can find anything on the way back in. Big factor will be Gambit need to maintain this economy. They need to hold on to this buffer. Make sure some of these rifles come across, make it a little easier on the way back in. Not like he wants to entertain it at all. You can see the investment of utility towards B main. Oh, the seeds of doubt. See a very late Trailblazer here.
Did he see
Stars, I didn't spot him.
Nasıl görmedi Shadow'su?
He could have been dead. But it will be 3 making it out. Shados being one of them. And I'm pretty sure Shados and Nats were the
Durup
two who
bıtırı
received the vast majority
9
of the
aydır
flash
geldi
damage
geldi.
from the spam
Ya
coming
Durup
out.
bütün sihri bozdun ya. Biz ağzımızı açmıyoruz işte. Döndü maç abi. Of döndü abi.
Duruyor mu yazar bu da?
Bir şey yok, bir şey yok.
Duru'ya yazar bu maçta.
Hayır, Dur en başından beri izliyor muydu? Ona göre.
Bilmiyorum.
İzlemediyse bir şey olmaz.
Yeni mi geldin Duru? Duru kavut. İzliyordum full diyor kanka.
Waiting with
Oh,
bated
shit.
breath to see if Ascend can close out this game or
Stress,
Gambit
stress,
just
stress.
simply the immovable objects. Starzo does need to respect this and pull away.
Ben para var dedim
Can't
ama
see that
bir round
that
çekmelik
mantle.
varmış paramız Ferit.
Yani bunu kaybedersek 12-9 mu?
From Gambit.
It's
Evet.
interesting to see a couple of light armors on the side of Ascend, whether or not that's trying to maintain the economy or
Ahmet Erdi 9. ayın kutlu olsun.
trying to make sure they can continue purchasing operators for cned. Gambit again look to explore mid. Spike not committed anywhere just yet, so Gambit want to try and find an engagement, create an opening for themselves.
Bok gibi Vandal bu arada bu.
Hayır, bence çok güzel.
Sesi bok gibi.
Ha, sesi evet böyle şey.
I feel like
Bonkold
it
bravo.
was, but Defo
Kiles
looking
dikkat.
like he might be on track for a trade, and he is. That's Killers now punished towards the top mid, which will cut off some of these rotations.
4 ve 4.
That's actually a huge pick to garner.
Yani bonk oldum biraz belki geride beklemesi mi gerekiyor? Ultisi var çünkü.
Now with the flash, it should give ACEND a good idea of what's about to go down.
Defo, you still need to be key
Çok
in
iyi.
this one, and Bone Cold's got him.
Çok iyi.
Temizsiniz be oğlum be. Temizsiniz be
Çok
oğlum
güzel.
be.
This could be the one. This could be the round to take him across
Hiçbir şey
the line.
yapamaz.
That's
Sıkın
Çok
kafasına.
iyi.
Nice.
Nice lan. Let's go lan. Helal lan Durun. Bravo lan.
13-7. There is life in them yet.
And that's huge.
Hadi, hadi, hadi.
In terms of
1-1.
best of 5 to answer back after a
Tertemiz.
deflating finish to map 1. The confidence for